Okay, this is the second basic operations with your calculator, and I'm going to take a few minutes and go over some conversions. Let's go over changing degrees, minutes, and seconds into decimal degrees. So I'm going to let's go with 56, and I'm going to type in second angle, and there's my degrees, and then 25 minutes, second angle, and then 33 seconds, but I don't have a second in the, I go down here and hit alpha and plus, and that's 56 degrees, 25 minutes, 33 seconds, and hit enter. And there's your decimal degrees. So it's 56.4258 degrees. What if I wanted to change decimal into degrees? That's the easy one. Change 45.26 degrees into degrees, minutes, and seconds. Hit second angle and go down to number 4 and hit enter. And that's 45 degrees, 15 minutes, 36 seconds. Okay. So that's how you go from degrees to minutes. I'm sorry, degrees to decimal, and from decimal to degrees. Pretty simple. Now, what about if you want to subtract 360 degrees or subtract 45 degrees, 15 minutes, and 36 seconds away from 90 degrees? Well, that's pretty simple. 90, and then go to second angle, degrees, minus, and you could type in 45, second angle, degrees, 15 minutes, second angle, 15 minutes, and 36 seconds, 36 alpha, and hit enter. Okay, and there is your angle. And if you want to change it to degrees, minutes, seconds, you hit second, answer, second angle, and go down to degrees, minutes, seconds. Now the reason I'm getting negative 43 is I think, yeah, the calculator's in radian mode. I thought I changed that, but it's not. So he'll go up here to mode, go down until you get to radian, move over, and hit enter. Okay? And once you do that, you should be good. See, now you're in degree. So take that last one and hit second. This is the good thing about this calculator. It remembers a lot. And hit enter. Oh, well, we have to hit second entry, second entry, second entry. 90 degrees minus 40. Now hit enter. There it goes. That's a whole lot better. And now we change that second answer and second angle and go down to degrees, minutes, seconds, and enter. There's your angle. 44 degrees, 44 minutes, and 24 seconds. And if you add those two together, you get 90 degrees. So that's how you do it. Make sure, I thought it was changed before I started the video. I thought it was changed and it wasn't. Make sure you change it to degree. The only time you use radians is when you're dealing with academics and you're dealing with revolutions or anything having to do with circle revolutions. In the real world, you're going to be turning degrees, minutes, and seconds, no matter if you're an architect, mechanical engineer, whatever. Anything having to do with the real world, you're going to be dealing with degrees, minutes, and seconds. And you're not going to be dealing with decimal degrees. Usually decimal degrees are not even used. Most of the time it's this right here, and you get this answer right here, or you find this answer. Okay, so that's a little bit on degrees, minutes, seconds, how to convert between the two, and how to subtract using degrees, minutes, seconds, or using decimal degrees. Something else we can go over right quick is finding the sine, cosine, and tangent of an angle. So let's say you want to find the sine of 30 degrees. So the sine of 30 is equal to, and you type in that right there, 1/2. What if you wanted to find the angle? We use the inverse sine. Okay, and you would type in, let's say, 5 divided by 12 equals, and then take the inverse sine of that. So you would hit second inverse sine of inverse answer, or second answer, and that's equal to 24 degrees 62 minutes. So that's if you have the opposite over the hypotenuse, and you are trying to find the angle with 5 units in the opposite and 12 units in the hypotenuse, then take the inverse sine of 5/12, and you should get 24 degrees. And change that to degrees, minutes, and seconds. Oops, I messed up. Let's go back to second, quit. There we go. Second answer. And I want to change that to degrees, minutes, and seconds. Angle, degrees, minutes, seconds. And it's 24 degrees, 37 minutes, 28 seconds. Okay? And that's how you find the sine, cosine, and tangent. It's very simple. Exponents, I think we went over those. I'm going to go over them again because that's one of the most used functions on a calculator, because exponents are used in just about all math classes. So let's go with 6 to the 3rd power. So type in 6, then the caret symbol, and then 5. Let's say 6 to the 5th power. There it is. And what if you want to do 3 to the 8th power? This symbol right here is called the caret symbol. I think it's K-A-R-E-T, something like that. And it is Arabic in origin. And it means exponent. Now, in the Excel spreadsheet as well as the calculator, you're going to see the caret symbol. I think it's above the 6 on your keyboard on your laptop or your computer. So if you want to type in an exponent, you would type in 3, shift 6, and then 8. And on this calculator, it's right here. There's the key. Like I said in a video before, I do not use the x squared key because that's limited. I use the key here because I want to raise 2 to the 6th power. I think it'd be 64, wouldn't it? Yeah. If I want to make 4 to the 8th power, oops, make sure you hit the button, Hubert. 4 to the 8th power, it's going to give you that number. 7 to the 3rd power, and so on. 2 to the 8th power. Calculator will work. Calculator will do good things for you as long as you don't depend on it. Let's see, what else can we do? X to the -1. I don't use that very much. Scientific notation. I would like to go over something in scientific notation because some of you, when you get an answer, you don't know what it means. Well, Hubert, what do you mean by that? Well, when you're a student and you're typing in 2 divided by 112,000, you get that number right there. What the heck does that mean? Well, that means you're going to move this decimal 5 times over. Now, what a lot of students do is they just write it on paper and they move it. But you can, I believe, go to, I believe it's math. I don't know if it's math or not. I haven't done this before, so no, it's not there. It's somewhere. I think you can actually change it. don't think it's apps. Nope. I saw it somewhere, but I can't remember where it was now. But there is, I think you can go through and change it. I'm trying to find it, so just give me a second. Huh. I know that in mode, it's floating. That might be where I saw it. So that's why you're getting this. So when you get this answer and you don't know what it means, then this is what you do. You move this decimal 5 places to the what? Left. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means you have 4 zeros in front of the 1. So it's 0.00001785714286. Okay. Now, if you wanted to write that, there is a key that you can use. Hold on just a second. I don't know if it'll work, but you could do second answer. And if you'll look, there's an approximate key. I don't know where the approximate, they moved it. It used to be over the enter sign. Might be that solve button. Hit the alpha and solve, and it'll still give you that. So you're going to get that no matter what, unless you change your degree. I mean, unless you change your decimals, and I'm not going to do that because it'll mess everything up. It's on floating right now. So you're going to have to move it. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means you got 4 zeros in front of this 1. So when you get this, it's a scientific notation. I'm trying to think of something else. Oh yeah, to store. Let's say I wanted to store something. Let's say that we're doing a problem in math, and we've got to store a big long decimal in the numerator and a big long decimal in the denominator, and you don't want to write those down. Okay, and there's no reason. I mean, there's nothing bad about that, not having to remember and write it all down. You got 10 digits in the decimal place and 10 digits in the. So let's see what we got. Let's say we got 0.000012356 or 1256489, and that's in the numerator. You just did all your math and you got that number in the numerator. Well, you don't want to write that down again and punch it in again, so you store it. Stow. I like to tell students where you go buy bread at Stow. Okay, store it. You're going to store it, and I call it alpha n. Now, what does n mean? N means numerator. Okay, n means numerator. So that is my numerator. So I hit enter, and that is stored in the numerator position. Now the denominator, I do all my math for the denominator. This usually happens when you're doing an amortization formula where you're trying to find the car payment, and you got all these numbers in the top and all these numbers in the bottom, and you get it down to a certain point and you have to write it down. No. Let's say the denominator is 0.71235675 and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to write all that down. It's supposed to be a point right here. I think I hit the wrong keyboard there. And you say, oh gosh, I got to write that down. No, you don't. You hit stow. Oh, no, you don't. You don't do that. You got to go to the end of the number. Sorry. There we go. Stow. Alpha. What do you think I'm going to put it under? D for denominator. And enter. Now, instead of typing in these two big numbers, I'm just going to say alpha n divided by alpha what? D. And instead of having to rewrite these and retype them in, I just said alpha n divided by the numerator divided by the denominator and hit enter. And that's your answer. So without doing it with all the decimals, let's do it with just a whole number. Okay, because I'm doing this just to kind of help you out. The stow button, let's say you got 478 in the numerator. So I'm going to stow that. I'm going to stow it in alpha n. Oop, that's R. I can't read. Alpha, hit alpha again. N, right there, and enter. Now that 478 is going to stay in that N position, in that N slot, until you change it, until you override it, okay, with another number. And let's say you have 576,300 in the denominator. And you're going to say stow alpha D for denominator. And now you just take alpha N, I can't see, divided by alpha D. And that is that number right there. And you can store that number. Let's say you want to store that number as a solution. Stow alpha S for solution. Enter. And that's how you use the stow key. That key is very valuable. If you're going to be taking a business math or something with a lot of steps, then you want to learn how to use the stow key, okay, to store things. And you can go to the memory. I don't know if this one does what I, yeah, that's something else. That's about your, like your RAM memory or whatever they call it. I thought it was something else, but anyway. And that's how you use your stow key. So in this video so far, we've learned how to use the caret symbol. We've learned how to use the stow key. We've learned how to use the decimal key, the second angle key. We've learned how to take the sign of something. We've learned several things. Now, there is one key right here. It's called matrix, and I'm not going to get into that one because this video is mainly targeted towards some of the basic maths and some of the pre-algebras and algebras. This is your last section in college algebra, and I really don't want to show you how to do the matrices because you need to learn how to do them by hand. But at a certain point, you can do them in the calculator. I'm not a big fan of that, but you can. That's where you do that on the matrix. That's second matrix. And I hope that helps. Again, this is the second basic video. Goes along with the first one and just shows you how to get around your calculator and how to use it. Hope it helps.